Resident Evil 4 is my favorite video game of all time. I've played it hundreds of times, and eventually, over time, playing the game normally, while still fun, didn't give me the same satisfaction it did the first 50 times I played it. I looked for different ways to play it, whether that be challenge runs like knife only or pistol only, or speedrunning and trying to beat the game as fast as I could. Randomizers were another fun challenge, starting with a completely random inventory and the possibility of insane enemies right out of the gates, creating insanely unfair and insanely fun scenarios. Needless to say, I know this game like the back of my hand and wanted to challenge myself. Me and a couple of my buddies were hanging out in a Discord call, and I had the idea of attempting to play the game blindfolded. Now, I'm aware this is done before with assistance from a friend or with the help of text-to-speech, but I wanted to try and do it completely blindfolded with no assistance. My goal was to try to make it to the village completely blindfolded. My first challenge was just figuring out where to even start with this challenge. I came up with the first method, and that was instead of using the joysticks, I'd use the D-pad, as it was easier to calculate a press of a button rather than a flick of the stick. I learned that with simply 2 presses, you could make it to the first cutscene, and I'd know where I was based on the audio cue. The next challenge was making it into the cabin, which was actually just walking in a straight line until you made it inside. But there was the next challenge. There's a cabinet in the way that is very easy to get stuck on and can instantly disorient you and ruin your route. I used the audio, counted the footsteps of the stairs to know where I was, and then to calculate how many presses I need to activate the next cutscene. The next part was a little bit of RNG and a little bit of previous muscle memory. The guy who's definitely not a zombie has a couple different patterns he can go to, but most of the time he just stays in the middle, and you can shoot him and use audio cues to know when he's dead. The next step was to run forward until I knew I was at the wall, and click right 7 or so times until I was in line with the stairs. And if I didn't line up right with the window, I knew I could just move to the right a couple times to jump out the window. This next part, I had a general route and strategy, but this is the part of the run where I needed a lot of luck and really had to rely on sound cues to make sure I was progressing properly. Once out the window, I'd click left 5 times and run forward for 3 seconds. Now blindfolded, my perception of time felt weird, and I kept getting stuck here, until I realized I was consistently getting stuck on this tree. So instead of running for 3 seconds, I ran for 2, and I was able to make it through. Now the real fun began. Based on what angle you went, the options were kind of endless. To avoid boring you, there were 3 main outcomes that could happen. Number 1 is getting stuck on literally anything and not being able to figure out my surroundings, and then I'd get stuck. Number 2 was hitting the bear trap and getting the good angle, in which I can progress, or I'd get the bad angle, in which the rest of the run is considerably harder. Or I walk right through and hear either the Ganado sound cue and turn right, or walk through the tripwire and walk right. From here on out, as long as the angle was right, this part was pretty much a straight shot to the end. In my run, however, I got stuck near the end and had to keep making small adjustments until I heard the sound cue before the village door, and I had done it. Now here's my full run. Only do 2 to the left. At least I'm consistently getting to the same place.
What's the clicking thing? Morse.
No, it can't be 2 words, and it won't just be Morse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Computer?
I'm just gonna sprint and do it.
Oh my god. RAM.
Someone's at a uplink. Someone's at uplink.
Nope.
It's a team doing like the event here. I'm gonna back up to you guys.
Computer.
Bro, I just hit the kick blindfolded, by the way.
No, they're inside doing the PvE. They don't know I'm here.
One, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2,
PvE just ended.
What about temperature? Nope.
Sounds like it might be free kits. There's a volt thrower.
Guys,
and a
I'm doing
punch
it.
for sure.
I'm doing it. I'm doing it.
They just opened this vent right here.
Try happy.
I am literally playing this game blindfolded right now.
Nope. Okay. So it's computer.
Oh my god, I'm doing it. I'm crossing the bridge!
Just crossing the bridge. Game? Oh. Okay. Wait, controller is close though. Remote?
That's a good one.
Oh.
Keyboard
I'm
maybe?
gonna ult.
Or mouse.
All second floor, looks like.
Oh my god, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it.
Computer, remote, controller.
Let's
oh.
go! Let's
That was crazy,
go!
Connor. That was crazy.
Let's go!
How you holding up?
Bad question, Hunnigan.
Sorry,
Oh
Commissioner.
my
I'm showing
gosh.
the manual.
Headphones.
Copper?
Copper, yeah.
That being said, my own run wasn't even perfect. I missed the audio cue and got stuck on the dresser in the first cabin. And I got super lucky. I got stuck on the wall right at the end, but heard the Ganado and was just within range to activate that. And then from there, I got stuck at the end and just kept moving left very slowly but surely until I got the next sound cue and I knew I was at the door. My initial goal for this video was to find a route that I could do the entire village segment blindfolded, but after hours of attempts, I was unable to do so. That being said, there's other portions of the game that may be doable blindfolded, so there may be a sequel to this video someday. Until then though, thank you guys so much for watching. Dramas Gaming, out.